I have been interested in creative writing without knowing it was creative writing. I grew up listening to hip hop music, and obviously, like the whole rap culture is built around being very intentional with your penmanship. Hip hop has always kind of had this value of lyricism, and some people kind of flex it out in different ways. But the whole idea is we want to express what's going on in our communities and in our day to day lives in a way that no other genre does. Yeah, I didn't know that was poetry. I thought it was just bars. And when I got to college, was not following Jesus at first. Got invited to an RT community that folks did love Jesus, and the entire energy behind hip hop was not coinciding with Jesus. And Christian hip hop was super lame at the time, and so I wanted no parts of that. And so I'm like, if I want to love Jesus, I can't do the rap stuff anymore. So let me just try to do this spoken word stuff. My initial take on the whole gospel thing was, God is good. If I do good stuff, God's gonna be good with me. That's the whole summary of what the gospel was. And it was just, again, not wrong, but incomplete. Right. Missing crucial parts of the story that then shift what the whole story is about. I open up the Bible and I can't find the dynamic of heaven and hell anywhere in the text. I can't find this God that wants to send me to heaven, but I see very consistently this God that wants to bring his kingdom and his dwelling place closer to me. Communion becomes much more at the point when I just read it for how it wants to be read. So when we try to do life and carve out a life for ourselves with a broken lens, I think it limits how we're able to not only navigate life, but how we're able to see God within that life. So if I look back at 2015, my wife and I get married, we thought we did the recipe. We think God's good. Good stuff's supposed to happen. Surely bad stuff's supposed to be far away from us. And it's just not the life we lived at all. We get pregnant, and so we're like, oh man, more blessings, more new stuff, all great. And then it all just kind of goes off the rails, right? We lose that pregnancy, had a miscarriage and metastasized into uterine cancer. The job gets really, really hard. The community was just a weird mix. And so we find ourselves just drowning, and nothing about the recipe was working. And then you start reading the story, and you're like, oh, wait, God actually hovered over chaos. He didn't say it didn't exist. He didn't say that there was always going to be mountaintop experiences, but that he promised to be with us in valleys. You can start reading some of the biblical poets, and they're grieving to the Lord. That started to shift a lot of my writing. Like, a lot of my writing shifted around that time because I used to just write happy poems. I would almost like write the good punchline at first, and then I'll put some bad stuff in between there. But we're getting to the good stuff. And I think that's probably the first season I learned how to not resolve a poem and just let it be upset and let it end that way. I'm much less the artist that's supposed to make stuff for God, and much more I'm the art that he edits me and shifts me and write things in there that I don't always agree with, but somehow it ends well every single time. Learning to be the art and learning to be the poema, the workmanship, puts a lot less pressure on us, and also invites us to actually learn to delight and trust and worship, actually commune with him, actually, which is kind of a game changer.